Hi, welcome back. Long story short, brother-in-law bought a van, VW Crafter, medium wheelbase, 21 plate, nice van. Got hold of a builder. He said come down, told him how much he had. He said I could do it for that amount. I thought it was a bit cheap personally, but he's promised him the earth. He said I'll give you the best camper and more than anybody can build you. Promising this, promising him that, Victron everything, he said. So for that kind of money I found it very hard to believe. So I said, I did raise me concerns, but he was excited. So anyway, he went with this guy. Can't name the business, reputable company. Obviously took the van down. He received the van, asked how much he wanted to start the build, £16,000. Took the 16 grand. From that day on, communication was bad. Got back to him when he wanted to. Thought a van build to be done nice and right was probably between 9 and 12. I don't know. I've only built my own. I wouldn't really know that side of things, but that's what I've been told. So he's asking him why the conversations have dried up since he's had the £16,000. Keeps getting back to him. Yeah, I'm on the van. I'm doing this, that, and the other. Everything else. Right. Okay. So I'll send you some pictures. I'll make you happy. When you see the pictures, you'll be over the moon. It's going to look amazing. Promising pictures at a certain date. Never heard anything. Contacted him on that date. Totally ignored him. So they went down there. He told them he was going down there on the Friday, said they'll be there on the Monday. So over that weekend, I think, he went out, cut the two sides of the van out for the side pods, one in the roof for the Max Air fan, and a little window on behind the driver's seat. Gets there, they've been cut out. He'd run a little bit of wiring for what I could see on the camera. It wasn't a lot. Anyway, you'll see for yourself and you tell me. Nothing was going on with the van, so he went and collected it. He said you'll get your refund in due course. He's come away with the van. It's been now a week and a half. He sent him an email saying, look, when am I going to get my refund? He said, we're really busy right now, I'll get back to you in due course. So anyway, a few days later, gets back to him. Out of the £16,000, he's going to give him, well, he wants to give him £4,000 back. Now, I've seen pictures and a couple of videos from my brother-in-law. I don't know where 12 grand's gone. The equipment he got with the van when he picked it up was carpet lining. Pulled to shreds, and I mean pulled to shreds, insulation in a bag, no vapor barrier, and that's it, and a bit of wiring on the floor, and I mean a bit of wiring on the floor. So where's 12 grand gone? I'll leave you go and make your own mind up, and you tell me whether what you see from a van is worth 12 grand. Be careful out there. There is people out there just to take your money. I'll leave you with the video. Please like, please comment what you think of the video, about the price of what he's charged for what he hasn't done really. They're devastated, so please be kind. Take a look. Meant to be a dream build. But let's go and see what we can do to make them a little bit more happier, which is not going to be a lot. Let's go see. And this is it. Union Jack, black and white. It's not funny because let's face it, they've took the piss. It's a lovely little van. Another window cut out, no window in it, and the other side pod, and I believe there is one on the roof. So let's get inside and see what's what. We'll send the videos over, but he's actually took the ply off here, and there was no vapor barrier in it, and the insulation at the bottom over there was shocking.
And no insulation
in that part there.
That whole part there.
Panel there, nothing in there.
Nothing here.
So there was never gonna anything live up here because he'd already panelled it over.
Apparently the van had been cleaned. Well, apparently cleaned. This is including over £2,000 worth of labour. So that's flake. That's coming off there.
It hasn't been
It's not
rolled
been.
on.
It's not been rolled on properly. Now the cleaning is taking place. It's actually starting to look a lot tidier. So how it looks now after it's been cleaned, to if I come over to the other side of the van to where it hasn't been cleaned, this is absolutely covered in mud. Well, we finally have our van back, and thanks to my brother-in-law, I've got one pod on. I'm still waiting for the window to arrive, but this van went down to the van builders 7 weeks ago, and very disappointing to say the least. Basically, no communication, and eventually when we turned up, there was no pod here, and all they had done is basically cut the hole out on either side of the back panels. They'd cut this hole out, and I'd cut this hole out up here, and they gave us an estimation for 5 to 6 weeks to have the van completely built for us. When I arrived basically to come and collect the van, this right hand driver's side wall had ply boards, very uneven, very shoddy craftsmanship. The top board to the bottom board were out by half an inch, so none of the boards are actually joining, they're never flush. And then basically they'd carpeted across the van, but then there was no insulation here, there was no boarding here, so it just literally sank straight back to bare metal. The sound deadening apparently had been completed, and so as you can see, the sound deadening is here. There's nothing up here, pillars towards the back door, and again same on the other side, there's no sound deadening up here. The sound deadening has been completed on the bottom, so when we look at the sliding door, no windows cut out here, and you could tell from this video footage here it hadn't actually been rolled on because we've got bubbles actually in the sound deadening. Then if I bring you back round to the driver's side and we go down to this piece here, very shoddy work. Now on the other side, none of this is actually stuck down properly. I've had to re-stick it down myself, and this is apparently equating to £2,000 worth of work, and they still have a substantial amount of money of ours, and they're actually being a bit of a pain in regards to refunding our money. Some of the insulation had been put in, but it had been torn to shreds and actually put in, and it was very patchy. So there was insulation in some areas, but not in all areas. There was no apparent cleaning work being done, no rust work had been done, and as you can see from the back doors here, they'd actually glued down the rubber seal back to the van itself, covering up lots of rust which had never been treated. And yeah, all this has got to be taken care of before I start on the van. It is an ongoing dispute at the moment, so I can't really mention the builders who actually made a mess of our van. They actually equated this amount of wiring and this amount of wiring to nearly £140. Apparently this is £2,000 worth of work. All the glue used to stick to the van is actually being stuck to the bare metal, so I've got to find something to get rid of all that. They did draw some line work because they knew we were coming down, so apparently I think this is what they've done to try and make it look like they've carried out work when really they haven't. So they put a little bit of writing on, and after 7 weeks, myself and my partner, we got very concerned about what was going on with this van. So after seeing the craftsmanship, we decided to take the van off them, and when we look at the wiring, it's basically coming through sharp metal, so just stuck up with a bit of masking tape, and that's not just here, it's here and it's stuck up here. So again, no grommets protect the live edge of the wire, and after a bit of movement, the van obviously is going to start moving these wires around against sharp metal. I had to take the file and actually clean up all the edges, because all the edges were really roughly cut. I think they cut them with a jigsaw, not a nibbler. So I used the file to actually file everything down and put some red oxide paint basically along the edges to prevent any bare steel from rusting any further. And that didn't just go for the window, that went for the pods as well. We're waiting for the window to arrive, which we've ordered, which is tempered glass, and we've also got the Max Air fan. Again, nothing actually in conduit, nothing protected really, so it's a very big disappointment, and myself and my partner had no choice but to take the van off them. So at the moment we have a big job on our hands on trying to keep the van watertight, and then crack on with some rust work with hammerite, red oxide paint, and to clean up this van a bit more. But the most important thing is getting our £16,000 back. We've had no correspondence from them since taking the van, so yeah, it's going to be turning into a bit of a dispute. But yeah, there's still a lot of work to go, but in due course we should get there. The van was absolutely filthy inside with mud, which they said they would take care of, which they never did. So yeah, I've had a good couple of days scrubbing the van out and giving it a good clean. There's still a lot more work to go, but would you pay £2,000 for the work that's been carried out?
Yeah, doesn't need any there, yeah. Absolutely shocking. Right, back in the morning. Got rained off yesterday, so we had to cover it all up, but it was on and it was curing, so spin you around so you can have a look. One side pod. Looking good. Just got to wait for the window to come, get that done, the adapter plate to come, and we'll go from there, but we'll show you that as it comes. Stop stressing. Stop raining, got some nice weather coming over by the looks of it, so let's get this one done.
Yeah.
All this rust here,
And they blew this down.
they said was treated, and I do know from previous pictures all under here is rusty, because this was off,
Yeah,
and they've glued it in without even rust curing it. And this bit here, I know for a fact, is off the CBE unit, so that was already paid for. So bit of 240. I've told him to get that done, because I think these windows have been cut out for about 4 weeks, and he hadn't treated them, so that was the first thing, get them treated before I could get down here and see what I could do on here, bro. There's no secure, there's no protective sleeve coming round this.
No.
And there's one up here, there, it's come straight through, no rubber bung to protect the wiring. Another one there, and another one there, and you can't even say, oh, to put that in at a later date. This side was covered, it was boarded, it was carpeted, everything, so it was never going to get done. And everybody knows, if you don't try and protect it through a sharp steel edge like that, we all know what the outcome of that is, don't we? So Like even through here, like he insulated this, didn't he? And you can tell he's not cleaned anything because they're all old cobwebs.
Van was filthy. Van was absolutely filthy.
And he's a liar when he said he treated
It took us a whole.
They've got a good base, but that git has took all their money. You know, it's. Anyway, let's see what we can do. That'll do. Dan, one soon to be happy camper.
Laughing, bro. Thank you very much.
No worries, bro. And there we go till it comes down, as we'll be fitting the air fan, the max air fan on the roof next. But it won't be today because we're still waiting for the adapter plate. And stay tuned. There's a lot more to come about this van, and there's a lot more to do to the van, so I think I'm gonna have my hands full getting it sorted. So you'll see the process, and you'll also see the legal side of it, what goes on. There'll be more next week, so I'll jump back on, and don't forget to like and subscribe.